What if I told you there was a place in the world where even ordinary people wore gold, not as a luxury, but as a part of everyday life? And when foreign explorers arrived, what they saw was so unbelievable they could hardly trust their own eyes. And that's not even the most shocking part of this story. So let's begin this mysterious journey. Imagine a world where gold was not just for the rich, but a part of everyday life, where from children to kings, everyone lived surrounded by gold. This is not imagination. This is the real story of the Philippines, a land that once shocked the entire world with its unimaginable wealth. Long before powerful empires rose across the world, these islands were already home to a thriving civilization, rich in culture, knowledge, and extraordinary resources. But what made this civilization truly unique was not just its people or traditions. It was the gold that flowed through every part of their lives. The people here were not just owners of gold, they were masters of it, shaping it into forms of beauty that still amaze historians today. They melted gold in fire, molded it with skill, and crafted ornaments so intricate that even modern artists struggle to recreate them. Gold was everywhere, in necklaces, crowns, bracelets, and even embedded into teeth, becoming a symbol of identity rather than luxury. The rulers, known as datus, wore gold with pride, displaying their power through shining crowns and heavy ornaments. But what truly shocked outsiders was not the rulers. It was the ordinary people who also wore gold, as if it were nothing special. To them, gold was not rare. It was simply a part of life, as common as the air they breathed. This reality would soon leave the world in disbelief when foreign explorers finally reached these islands. In the year 1521, when Ferdinand Magellan arrived, he encountered something beyond imagination. He saw people shining in gold, children with golden earrings, and individuals whose very appearance reflected wealth. It was a sight so extraordinary that it felt unreal, something no explorer had ever witnessed before Magellan and his crew were stunned, unable to fully comprehend what they were seeing. They observed gold not just as decoration, but as something deeply embedded in the culture of the people. Even the smallest details, like teeth, were decorated with gold, showing a level of abundance never seen elsewhere. This raised a powerful question, one that still echoes today. Where did all this gold come from? The answer was hidden within the land itself, a land blessed with natural wealth beyond imagination. Rivers carried particles of gold, mountains hid vast deposits, and the people collected it with their own hands. Without machines or advanced tools, they gathered gold directly from nature, making it a natural part of their lives. This incredible abundance attracted traders from distant lands who traveled across oceans to reach these islands. Merchants from China, India, and the Arab world arrived, bringing goods and exchanging them for gold. Slowly, the Philippines became a center of trade, a place where wealth and culture blended together. Gold was no longer just a resource. It became the identity of the land itself. But every golden story carries a shadow, and this shining civilization was no exception. A change was coming, one that would transform everything and leave a deep scar in history. When the Spanish arrived, they saw not just a land, but an opportunity for immense wealth. They began to take control, slowly turning admiration into exploitation. Gold that once belonged to the people was now being taken away. Ship after ship was filled with gold and sent across oceans to Europe, draining the land of its riches. Temples were emptied, homes were stripped, and even personal ornaments were taken by force. What was once a symbol of pride became a symbol of loss and suffering. For centuries, this continued, leaving behind a civilization that slowly lost its golden shine. The world moved forward, and the story of this golden land began to fade into history. But history was not done yet. It had one more secret to reveal, one that would shock the world again. Years later, a mysterious discovery would bring this forgotten story back into the light. Deep within the land, hidden for centuries, something extraordinary was waiting to be found. A golden artifact, small in size, but immense in significance, emerged from the past. This was the moment the world once again turned its attention to the Philippines. The discovery of the golden Tara proved that this civilization was far more advanced than anyone had imagined. The craftsmanship of the statue was so detailed that it left experts in complete awe. Every line, every curve, reflected a level of skill that seemed impossible for its time. It was not just a statue, it was proof of a lost golden age. A reminder that this land once held secrets beyond imagination. But even this was not the end of the mystery, because another chapter was about to begin. A darker, more dangerous story, hidden within the chaos of war. During World War II, the Philippines once again became the center of a global conflict, and with it came a secret that would turn into one of the greatest treasure legends in history. A legend that people are still searching for even today. As war spread across Asia, the Philippines became a battlefield, filled with chaos, fear, and destruction on a massive scale. But hidden beneath this chaos, another story was unfolding, one that very few people knew about at the time. It is said that Tomoyuki Yamashita, a powerful Japanese general, had a secret plan. A plan not just for war, but for something far more valuable. Something that could change history forever. According to legend, he gathered massive amounts of gold from across Asia, looted during wartime. This gold was not meant to be used immediately. Instead, it was hidden deep within the Philippines, buried in caves, sealed in tunnels, and locked away in secret chambers that were nearly impossible to find. Soldiers worked day and night, digging underground passages, creating hidden vaults beneath the earth. These locations were carefully chosen, far from human reach, hidden within dense jungles and mountains. And once the treasure was secured, many of these tunnels were sealed forever. Some stories even claim that those who built these secret chambers were never allowed to leave. The entrances were destroyed, buried, or hidden in ways that no ordinary person could ever discover. The gold remained there, untouched, waiting in silence beneath the ground. When the war finally ended, the secret did not disappear. Instead, it turned into a legend. A legend that would be known as Yamashita's gold. For decades, treasure hunters from around the world have searched for this hidden wealth. Some claimed they found clues. Others believed they were close to uncovering the truth. Maps, documents, and secret markings began to surface, each pointing toward hidden locations. But none of them could fully prove where the treasure truly lies. The mystery only grew deeper with time. Modern explorers entered dense jungles, risking their lives in search of something they could not even see. They used advanced tools, metal detectors, and technology, hoping to succeed where others had failed. Some discovered tunnels, old bunkers, and sealed entrances hidden beneath layers of earth. But when they went inside, many found nothing but darkness and silence, as if the treasure itself was playing a game, always staying just out of reach. There were moments when hope seemed real, when signals suggested something hidden below. Digging began, excitement grew, and anticipation filled the air. But often, the result was the same: empty spaces, collapsed tunnels, or false leads. And yet, the belief never disappeared, because legends like this do not fade easily. Some people believe that parts of the treasure have already been found, secretly taken without the world knowing. Others say it is still there, waiting for the right person to uncover it. A hidden fortune buried beneath layers of time, protected by secrecy and mystery. Stories of strange symbols, hidden clues, and coded maps continue to surface even today, each one adding another layer to the mystery. There are even tales of explorers hearing unexplained sounds inside caves, shadows moving in the darkness as if something was guarding the hidden treasure. Whether these are real or imagined, no one truly knows, but they make the story even more haunting and even more irresistible. Today, the Philippines stands as a modern nation, vibrant, beautiful, and full of life. Its cities shine, its islands attract millions, and its culture continues to thrive. But beneath this modern world lies a history that refuses to be forgotten. A history written in gold, hidden beneath rivers, mountains, and forests. A story that still whispers through time. Many believe that the land still holds secrets, waiting to be discovered. That somewhere, deep within its soil, gold still lies untouched, hidden in places where no one has dared to look, or perhaps in places that have already been seen, but never truly understood. The mystery remains alive. What if the greatest treasure is still out there, waiting silently in the darkness? What if the clues are already around us, hidden in plain sight? What if the story we know is only a small part of a much bigger truth? These questions continue to inspire explorers, dreamers, and seekers. People who refuse to believe that the mystery is over. Because some stories are too powerful to disappear, they stay alive through whispers, legends, and unanswered questions. The story of gold in the Philippines is one of them, a story that began centuries ago and continues even today. A story that still has no final ending. And perhaps that is what makes it so fascinating. The unknown, the hidden, the possibility of discovery. The idea that something extraordinary is still waiting to be found. Not just gold, but a piece of history lost in time. A truth buried beneath layers of silence. So the question remains, is the treasure real or just a legend? Is it hidden somewhere deep underground? Or has it already been found and kept secret from the world? No one knows for sure, and maybe that mystery will never be fully solved. And maybe that is how it was always meant to be. A mystery that continues to live on, generation after generation. Because sometimes, the power of a story lies not in its ending, but in the questions it leaves behind. The Philippines is not just a place on the map. It is a land layered with secrets, waiting quietly beneath its surface. From its rivers that once carried gold, to its mountains that still guard hidden treasures. Every corner holds a story untold. A story that began long before the world even knew it existed. Long before explorers arrived. Long before colonization changed its course. This land was already shining. A civilization rich in knowledge, culture, and an abundance that seemed almost unreal. And yet, much of that story was taken, erased, or buried beneath time. What remains today are fragments, clues scattered across history, pieces waiting to be connected, some hidden in artifacts, some in forgotten texts, and some deep within the earth itself. Each discovery brings us closer, but never close enough to reveal the full truth. It is as if the land itself chooses what to reveal and what to keep hidden, guarding its secrets carefully, allowing only glimpses of its past. And those glimpses are enough to keep the mystery alive. Even today, there are places that remain unexplored, caves untouched, and paths never followed. Places where silence speaks louder than words, and shadows hide untold stories. The deeper one looks, the more questions arise, and with every question, the mystery only grows stronger, drawing people in again and again. Treasure hunters still search, driven by hope, curiosity, and the promise of something extraordinary. Historians continue to study, trying to piece together a story that feels incomplete, and dreamers imagine what might still be hidden beneath the surface, each of them chasing a different version of the same truth, a truth that refuses to be fully uncovered. Because some mysteries are not meant to be solved easily. They exist to challenge us, to push us to look deeper, to question what we think we know. And the story of gold in the Philippines does exactly that. It challenges history, it challenges belief, and it challenges reality itself, making us wonder how much we truly understand about the past. Was it really just a land rich in gold, or was it something far greater? A civilization whose true potential has never been fully recognized. A culture that mastered its resources in ways we are still trying to understand. Or perhaps a story that has only been partially told, leaving the most important parts hidden. There is something powerful about the idea that history is not complete, that there are still chapters waiting to be discovered, and that somewhere, somehow, the truth still exists, waiting for the right moment and the right person to uncover it. Until then, it remains a mystery that continues to inspire stories, theories, and endless curiosity. A mystery that refuses to fade, no matter how much time passes. Because deep down, we all believe that something is still out there. Something hidden, something valuable, something extraordinary. Something that could change everything. And maybe that something is not just gold. Maybe it is the truth itself. A truth buried beneath layers of history, waiting to be revealed. A truth that could rewrite everything we know, or confirm everything we have ever imagined. The story of the Philippines is more than a story of wealth. It is a story of loss, discovery, and mystery. A story that continues to evolve with every passing year. And with every new discovery, it becomes even more fascinating, even more complex. So as we look at the world today, it is worth remembering that some of its greatest secrets are still hidden. Not in plain sight, but beneath the surface, waiting patiently. Waiting for someone to notice, to question, to explore. Because that is how discoveries are made. Not by certainty, but by curiosity. And perhaps, somewhere in the Philippines, that curiosity will one day lead to something incredible. A hidden chamber, a forgotten tunnel, or a clue that changes everything. A moment where mystery turns into reality, and history reveals one of its greatest secrets. Until that day comes, the legend continues. It lives in stories, in whispers, and in the imagination of those who believe it lives in the land, silent but powerful. And it lives in the question that still remains unanswered. What if the treasure is still out there, waiting in darkness, waiting beneath the earth, waiting to be found? Or perhaps, waiting to remain hidden forever, a mystery that time itself protects. And maybe that is what makes this story so powerful. Not just what we know, but what we don't. Not just what has been found, but what is still missing. Because sometimes, the greatest treasure is the mystery itself.